Good morning. Hey, I'm a little out of breath here. I've just finished my morning jog, which I'd love to tell you I do every day, but it's not true. But I did do it this morning. And on my way back, I wanted to record something here before it left my mind, just in case it's helpful. I've been thinking about this notion of the things we do to be comfortable and kind of tell ourselves that we're comfortable even though we're not comfortable. And what I mean by that is let's take something that most of us have at least a little bit of experience with, speaking in public, something like that. And for most of us, either speaking in public is an uncomfortable feeling, or we can at least remember when it was uncomfortable. Sometimes we've got used to it. But there are a lot of people out there, and maybe you are among them, for whom the way we stay comfortable with speaking in public is we don't do it, and we take great pains not to do it. And because we avoid speaking in public, we're not the one to raise our hands, or we don't volunteer to give a speech, or if someone asks us to speak at a wedding or something, it's like, oh, try and get out of it. Because we avoid speaking in public, we are comfortable, and we tell ourselves we're comfortable, and we're right, we are comfortable. But we are comfortable because we've contracted. We are comfortable because we avoided the thing that makes us uncomfortable, rather than, I don't want to say overcoming or overpowering, but rather than resolving the discomfort that we have. So I'm 54 years old now. I've had a life in business. I'm a musician by training. I have done a lot of standing up on stages and either speaking or leading or performing. And it always makes me uncomfortable. I mean, I'm just like, every time I walk out on that stage to play some piano, there's this little feeling in the pit of my stomach that reminds me that there's that feeling again. And I'll tell you in a minute about how I resolve that. But before I talk about that, I just want us to recognize that the way if we have a lot of feelings like that in our lives, the way we remain comfortable and have a great life in some sense is by avoidance. We avoid the thing that makes us uncomfortable, and I'm calling that a contraction. It makes us smaller, makes us less than. So let me put some other examples. Some people don't like parallel parking, so they only park in parking lots where they can do angle parking. Other people don't get on well with their parents, so they avoid talking to their parents. Some people, they don't like exams, so they avoid going to school, etc., etc., etc. I mean, our lives are full of them, and I don't know that any of us is immune to this contraction that comes. So in summary of this part, I want us to recognize that we are less than we otherwise could have been in return for feeling comfortable. Trouble is, sometimes that less than, that contraction, holds us back from becoming the person we imagine ourselves as being, who is not somebody new. It's who we are today, but evolved, grown, expanded. So sometimes we come home from work and go straight to Netflix, or go straight to a cigarette or some weed or something else like that, because hey, that's how we get comfortable. We look forward to it. It's really comfortable. But if those things are repeating often enough that they stop us from evolving in the way we imagine that we would like to, then it's time to realize that being comfortable is the problem. Ooh, being comfortable is the problem. Man, don't we all want to be comfortable? We do. But we shouldn't want to be comfortable if the price of being comfortable is contraction, is stagnation, is that we are prevented from growing. I'm not saying you need to grow all the time. I'm not saying there's somewhere to be. God, you look back a couple of talks in my posts here and you'll see that I spent a long time saying there's nowhere that you need to be other than where you are. But if there is somewhere that you want to be, which is different than needing to be, if there's somewhere that you want to be that is different than where you are, and the reason that you're not getting there is there is this drifting towards comfort, and the comfort is not compatible with you advancing the way you want to. So you stay up all night watching television and then you don't get up until noon, and man, where did the day go? You know, that kind of thing. Once in a while, no problem. But if that's your whole life, and if you wish your life to be different from that, then it is a problem. And the problem comes from comfort. I've said a lot of words in this thing. I'm hoping there's some kind of sense to it. Okay, so then what is the resolution to this? What is the solution? And what is the solution if the problem is that the pull of comfort is preventing you from evolving in the ways you imagine you would like to evolve? So what is the resolution to that? And it is another one of these things that's incredibly simple and also not very easy. And that is, when faced with some discomfort, don't resolve it. Don't resolve it. Don't resolve the discomfort. No, sit with it. Let the discomfort have an effect on you. Feel it. Don't unfeel it. Don't get rid of it. Don't push it away. Don't reach for the remote control. Don't reach for the drug, the television, whatever it is, the food, the friends, the Facebook. Sit with it. And as a result of sitting with it, feel it. And don't think about it. Don't analyze it. Why is this happening? No. Just feel the feeling. Feel the feeling and say to yourself, if you can, I'm noticing that this feels crappy. And just let that sit. And you might think to yourself, Dan, what the hell are you talking about? Just feeling it is just going to make me feel bad. Actually, it's almost the opposite of that. It is fleeing the feeling to comfort repeatedly. You know, once in a while, no problem. We all flee to comfort occasionally. We had a bad day at the office, whatever. Sure, no problem. But if it's like every day, it turns out that resolving the discomfort into an escape to comfort, what that does is it pretty much guarantees a repeat. And therefore, you'll be comfortable tonight, and then tomorrow you'll be uncomfortable again in the same way that you were today, and then you'll be comfortable the next night, and it will go on around and around and around. And you know, if you're okay with that, fine. You know, like, it's not wrong. There's nothing bad about it. It's just where you are right now. But if you want movement from that, the movement comes from avoiding the discomfort. Avoiding the resolution to comfort, and sitting with the discomfort and saying to yourself, either alone or you can sit with me, if you've got a particular discomfort and you feel you need help, you can ask me or another friend, and just say, you know, I want to sit with my discomfort, I want to feel it, I want to describe it to you, and I don't want you to make suggestions for me. I'm not looking for a resolution of that kind. The resolution that I'm looking for is resolution from within me, not based on analysis, but based on acceptance. Acceptance that the discomfort accompanies life, and that change rather than repetition is the path, the preferred path away from it. I'm going to stop there because I'm finding this talk difficult to give, but I've kept with it because I think it's important. Feel free to mention things in the comments if you like, or if this is something that you'd like some help with, if you'd like someone to sit with you, just hold space for you, I'm there.